Hi guys, it's Molly, one of the group fitness instructors at MRC. I'm going to do a Core 360 class for you today. Nothing too extreme, pretty cut and dry. There will be some modifications along the way that I will show you to make it a little bit more challenging or a little bit less challenging depending on your level. It is just a 30-minute class, so it's enough to get your core fired up and ready for anything else that you may want to do today or this evening, whichever you'd like to do. So that being said, let's get started. Oh, quick. This is my home gym, so there might be some background noise or children popping in, so if that does happen, we're just going to keep going. No problem. It happens. It's life. So let's get started. So you're going to need a mat and your body weight. You're going to start at the bottom of your mat. You're going to hinge at the hips, walk it out into a plank, hold that plank, and walk it back in. You've got 4 times. Here we go. So roll those shoulders back, chin nice and high, hinge, walking it out, hold that plank, and bring it back in. We've got 3 more here. Squeeze that tush at the top, walk it out, squeeze, bring it in. Last 2. Pull, bring it in. Squeeze. Last one. Hold it for a second. Make sure those wrists are right under the shoulders. Make sure when you're holding this plank, you're pretty solid. Imagine you have a drink on your back. Don't let anyone knock it off. You know, right now, those little drinks are coming in handy. It could be water. Could be water. We're going to walk it back up. Squeeze. And this time we're going to add on a little stretch. So walk it out. You're going to bring up whichever foot you'd like right next to your hand. So hold it there, shoot through that back heel, and you're going to pulse in for 1, 2, bring that leg back, walk it back in, squeeze at the top, walk it back out, and do the opposite leg. So bring it right next to the hand, shoot through that heel. You can always drop down here and pulse in, or keep pushing through that back heel. 1, 2. We're going to do that 1 more time on each side. Squeeze, walk it out, foot up, 2 pulses, bring it back, squeeze at the top, and 1 more time, other side here. Hold, shoot through that back heel, pulse, 2, bring it in. Squeeze up to the top. We are going to walk it back out to a plank, and hold that plank, and we're going to bring the knee to the elbow, 4 each side, 8 total. Here we go. So holding that plank, bringing that knee up to the elbow, bringing it back. And 1 more each side. Walk it back in, squeeze at the top. 1 more time, walking out to a plank. Holding that plank. We're going to bring it down to a forearm plank. Now here you can drop down to the knees, to the thighs, whichever works, or full plank, and lift those legs 1 at a time for 8 each side. Making sure those elbows are under the shoulders. Last ones. Bring it back up to the plank. Hold here. Now, we are going to come down to our knees, tuck our toes on all 4s. If you need to here, give your wrists a little break, roll them out. Coming back to all 4s, wrist under shoulder, knee under hip, and we are going to do some bird dogs. So, extending 1 leg, 1 arm, squeezing in. We've got 10 each side. Really shooting out. You can always do just the arm or just the leg. Last 3. 1 more here. Extend it down, set it down. We've got the other side to do, 10 each side. Here we go. Reaching out, curling in Breathing out when you come together. Last one. I lied. 2 more. Now that's the last one. Set it down. Now tuck those toes. We're going to bring it down nice and slow onto our tummies, extending arms and legs out. We're going to start with a simple Superman, small move, bringing arms and legs up together at the same time. If it's too much and you want to take it down a notch, 1 arm, 1 leg, like a swimmer, or just arms, or just legs. Okay, we're going to do 10. Here we go. That's 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're going to bring ourselves into a side plank. So here, you can have a full arm plank or a forearm plank. If you decide on the forearm plank to give your wrist a little break, elbow is going to be directly under the shoulder. Options with the legs. Feet can be stacked, staggered, bottom leg dropped, or both legs dropped. Just lifting up the hips here. I'm going to do the full, so I'm going to stack my feet. I'm going to lift my hips and reach like a string is pulling them up. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Breathe. We're going to add on to this in just a couple seconds. 3, 2, drop it down for a second. We're going to do that same side. We're going to lift it up, and this time we're going to drop our hips down and up. It's a small move, couple centimeters, maybe an inch. Again, those legs can be staggered. You can drop one at any time. Here we go. So bring it up into that plank, making sure that shoulder's above that elbow, and pull that string up. We're going to dip for 15. Breathe. So important. Two more. Last one. Now, we're going to flip it over onto our backs. So feet are on the mat. You're going to lie back. First, let's give it a big stretch. So toes to one wall, fingertips to the other wall. Just really making that whole body nice and long. Now, bring those feet back to the mat. Try to meet your fingertips with those heels. You're going to squeeze the bottom of your back down to that mat. We're going to bring those hips up into a glute bridge. So hands can be at your side, on your tummy, wherever's comfortable. And we're going to lift up and hold it for a second. Go a little bit higher and then drop it down. We've got 15. Here we go. Up and squeeze, hovering down. Really squeeze. Concentrate on that squeeze at the top. One more here, and hold it up. You're going to hold it for 10. 3, 2, 1. Press up an inch higher, and we're going to pulse here. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it on down. Relax everything. You can stretch it out into one long line again. This time, if you'd like, single legs. So bring those hands back down
Bring those feet back up to the mat. Try to hit those heels with your fingertips. And you're gonna press up again. And if you wanna do single leg, you can. So we're gonna do 10 each side here. Of course, with that pulse at the end, here we go. 10. That's 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up. Press a little bit higher, and we've got pulse of 10. That's 3, 2, 1. Release it down. Switching sides. So extending that other leg, pressing back up into that glute bridge for 10. Hovering down. That's 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. And here we go. Pulse for 10. That's 3, 2, and 1. Drop it on down. Keeping those feet on the mat. Reaching for those heels. You're going to lift your chin straight up. Shoulders off the mat. Keep that chin up. Breathe, and we're tapping, tick-tocking, tapping those heels. Here we go for 30. Each side. Keep that belly button pressed in. That's 3, 2, and 1. Relaxing into that nice long line, stretching everything out. You're going to roll over to one side, the side that you did not do the side plank on before. You're going to stack the elbow under the shoulder, or if you're doing a full arm plank, your wrist is directly under your elbow. Or, well, of course it is. Your wrist is directly under your shoulder. So you're going to stack those feet, drop one leg, or stagger those feet, however works best for you. And we're going to press up, stacking those feet for me. You're going to hold this plank for 30 seconds. Press those hips up a little bit more. Five, 3, 2, drop it down. Take a second. We're going to come back into that side plank, and we're going to bring those hips up and down like a string's pulling them up for 15. Here we go. Come up a little bit higher. That string's pulling for 15. Three, 2, 1. Coming down. Now we're going to bring it back to all fours. We're going to do a little more glute work. So, wrists are under shoulder. I almost said it again, wrists under elbow. Of course they are. So we're going to do some fire hydrants. So, whichever leg you'd like to do, make sure those knees are under your hips, wrists under shoulder. You can always bring it down into that forearm set up if you'd like to, if it's too much on your wrist. Otherwise, full up. Choose which side you want to start with. We are going to do 10 fire hydrants each side, and then we're going to add on something. So here we go. Don't want to give everything away. Keep that leg at 90. You have 8 more. That's 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Pulse 10. 3, 2, 1. Set that leg down. If you'd like, sit back here, roll out your wrists, and we're gonna get started on the next side. So other side, again, that leg is at 90 degrees. Fire hydrant like your dog. Here we go. 10. 3, 2, 1. Hold it up and pulse for 10. 3, 2, 1. Set it down, sit back, roll those wrists out. I'm debating whether or not I have room here for rainbow legs. I'm gonna move it up and see, hopefully I do. So rainbow legs, you're gonna be in that all four position again. If you want, you can bring it down. You're gonna extend one leg out to the side and rainbow it out to the other side. Okay, so big, round, semicircle here with that leg. Those are rainbow legs. Again, you can be in a full up position, extending that leg out, rainbowing out, and bringing it back. Whichever works for you. We are going to do 12 each side. Here we go. Making sure to make that arc nice and big. Two more here. Last one. Bring that leg in. You gotta do the other side. 12 on the other side. So extending that leg out, rainbowing it over for 12. That's 4. One more big one. Bring it back in. Pressing back into child's pose, so hip to heels. Walk those arms out. Roll the shoulders down. Couple deep breaths. Pressing up to plank. Tuck those toes. Bring it down all the way to your tummy. So, we're going to do a little variation on that Superman. So, full Superman here, we already did that. You're going to take the opposite arm, opposite leg, meet them in the back. So you're coming up and down, reaching for that foot. We're going to do 12 each side. Here we go. Last 3. One more each side. Now, bring those hands directly underneath your shoulders. We're going to do a baby cobra push-up. Here we go. It's a little stretch, keeping those arms tight next to your body, and bring it down. Keep that bottom half glued to the floor. We've got 12. Elbows shoot to the back. Here we go. Last 5. 3, 1. Now from here, tuck those toes. Press up into that plank and then walk it in and then walk it back out into that plank. Here we go. Up. Walk it in to the top, squeeze, hinge again, walk it out to that plank, and hold that plank. We're gonna press into down dog, so you can widen your feet here, shoot those heels to the back, press into down dog, heels come to the floor, ears should be right between those arms. Pressing out to plank, and back in. We've got 8 more. That's 3. 2. This can always be done from your knees. Last one here. Now press it down. Bring it down nice and slow to the mat. Relax those toes. Take a second, because we're doing it again. This time, if you want to add on, you're going to reach the opposite hand to your opposite ankle when you reach that down dog. So pressing up into plank. Again, you can be on your knees or thighs. Up, reach through for 10. Each side. Make sure you find that plank every time. Last 7 here. Four more. That's 2. 1 more each side. And bring it down nice and slow down. And any way you want, bring it onto your back. I rethought my positioning there. You're gonna set it up on your back, rolling it down, making sure there's no space between your lower back and the mat. So tuck that pelvis down, push the belly button into the spine. We're gonna set up for dead bugs. So hands are gonna meet those knees, making sure the alignment's correct. Knee directly over the hip. You're gonna extend one arm and one leg down, then bringing it back up. Opposite arm, opposite leg, and bringing it back up. Again, check that pelvis. Tuck that belly button down. We've got 10 each side. Here we go. Last 6. Last 2. Last 1. Set those feet down. We're going to start with a small leg crunch, little bicycle. So single leg, elbows coming to that knee. Doing one side at a time. We're going to do 12 each side. Here we go. That's 5. 2. And 1. Let's stick to the side. So straighten that arm, straighten that leg, meet at the top. 12. 13. Breathe. Last 3, 2. One more this side. Set it down. Switching sides. So straighten that leg. Reach that elbow to the knee for 12. Last 5. 2. 1. Straight leg, straight arm. Sawed off. 12. Last 3, 2, 1. Hold those knees into your chest. Straighten into one long line. Really stretching it out. Bring those feet back to the mat. And we're going to do some bicycles. So one leg extending, elbow to knee. We're going to do 30 seconds of that. Let me get my little timer started. And 3, 2, let's go. Faster, as slow as you want to go. Keep that chin up. Lots of space between chin and chest. Pushing out with those feet. Breathe. Keep going. Breathe. Take your time or go super fast. 3, 2, last ones. Hold those knees in. Extend into one long line. Stretch it out nice and long. And we are going to flip it over into a side plank. So whichever side you choose to do first. This time we are going to be in a full plank. I will show you what we're going to do. So full plank. Again, you can have one knee dropped. You can have those feet staggered, or you can have them stacked up, whichever you prefer. Pressing up. And we're going to just bring that knee to your elbow. If you prefer, you can just hold that side plank, again making sure that wrist is under your shoulder. We're going to do 10 knee pulls each side. So stack it up. Here we go. Pull up a little bit. 10. Last 3, 2, 1. Setting it down. Rolling over onto our bellies. Putting those hands right under your chin, keeping that bottom half glued down to the floor. And we're going to do small lifts here. So nothing too extreme, just a small little move here, getting into that lower lumbar spine, thoracic spine area. Here we go. 12. Last 5. 2. And 1. Setting it down. We're going to do that other side. Again, full arm. You can do a forearm plank here if you'd like to as well. Making sure that wrist is under your shoulder. Feet are stacked, staggered, or bottom leg is dropped. Stack it up. Lifting up. That knee is coming to the elbow for 10. Here we go. Three, 2, and 1. Set that down. Bring it over to a plank. Last thing we have to do. So drop back, press back into child's pose. We're going to do a little plank challenge. So 30 seconds, coming up and down in that plank. Start off on your toes if you can. If it's too much, drop down to your knees. Keep going up and down for 30 seconds. Are you ready? I'm just gonna pretend you're here. Yes, you're ready. 3, 2, here we go. Coming up and down, keeping it nice and stable. Pressing up, alternating which arm is pressing up. Keep going. Three, 2, one more time. And bring it on down slow. Tuck those toes. Press back to child's pose. And we're gonna stretch. So relax into that mat. Take a couple deep breaths here. Walk your fingertips over to the side, whichever side you choose. Opening up those obliques and press that arm down into the mat. Bringing it back into the center. Bringing those hands to the other side. Opening up the other side. Press that arm down. Bringing it back into the center. Bringing it up to all fours. So knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. And we are going to do some cat-cow. So tipping that chin to the chest, rounding that spine, pulling that belly button up to the wall, and then pressing down. Really rounding and gazing up. 3 more. Last 2. One more big one. Press down. Back to neutral spine. Tuck those toes. And walk those feet to those, or hands to feet, feet to hands, whichever. Roll those shoulders back. Deep breath here. Bringing it to the center, rounding the back. Opening up those palms, squeezing in the back. Give me 2 more here. Last one. Deep breath. Bring your hands down to your knees. Stacking everything up nice and slow. 1 more here, slide down. Get those hands in. 1 more deep breath here. And we're done. Nice job, guys. Thank you so much for joining me in my home gym. Hopefully my kids weren't too noisy. Hope to see you guys soon.